considering a goal, what we're really saying is, I want something different. I want something more. I want change. I need change. It may even be, I can change. I can do things differently. So why not? I can see other people have what I want. How do I get there? How do I be that person? How do I move forward with where I want to go? Because where I am right now isn't where I want to be. I need change. We need to consider and embrace change because the one thing that is certain is uncertainty. One thing is certain is change is happening. We don't have the same thoughts, mindsets, and behaviors as we did 20 years ago. You don't have the same thoughts and mindsets as an adult as you did as a child because we get curious. We question our thoughts, our beliefs, our ways of thinking, feeling, and even acting. But all the time, we're adjusting to our experiences and our environment. The change is happening, whether we're noticing it, realizing it, or not. And so, considering that life doesn't stay still, life is moving, change is inevitable. Let's embrace that. Let's go with it. Let's move in a direction that take that control and take that power with you. How do you do that? It's around focusing what you want your story to be. Don't just let your story unfold, be a side part in your story, be an extra. It's about taking that lead role in your life, taking the lead and leading in your life to where you want it to go. Okay, we don't always get what we want and the direction that we want to go in. But there's always learning and information and noticing that we can do to inform us of our next choice or decision and taking that power that we do get to choose. Sometimes we have to live and ride that roller coaster of the ups and downs. I'm not saying that, oh, I've written this down, oh, I said this, I can definitely get it. No, but actually taking control of what we can control, building that strategy, considering what's needed, and working towards that, it's going to put you in a better place than just letting life happen. So, are you going to take control, be that lead in your story, choose your story, choose your blueprint, empowering action to live life? As you experience life from what it throws at us, you learn, you grow, you change. Therefore, consider your goal that you had to start off with. How much is that adapting to what you've learned? Your goals are also going to be changing and growing with you. In this planning phase, we need to decide, who do we want or need to become to achieve our goals? You need to visualize, what does that person look like when I've achieved my goal? Who am I? What am I? What does that look like? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? How am I behaving and acting when I'm achieving my goals? What can you see around you? Who is around you? What does it look like? Where are you when you're achieving your goal? We need to become that idea, that identity of the person that has achieved the goal. The identity you choose will be related to your goal. It's a powerful mindset to adopt, not I want to get there, but throughout the whole process, having the identity that you have got there. That may seem a little bit out there, so let's break that down. If you have a goal, I want to run a marathon, having the thoughts, the feelings, and the beliefs of I am a marathon runner instead of I want to run a marathon. Or the goal, I want a successful podcast. I am a successful podcaster. It's like the age old saying, dress like the job that you want, not the job that you have. It's becoming and being that person that has achieved, that is achieving the goal that you want. Whilst we're training and doing all those actions we require, that mindset of, I am a marathon runner, shifts. When we consider the goal, I want to start my own business, I am a business owner. Right from the start, right from the first moment that you choose a domain name for a website, I am a business owner. If you want, I want financial freedom, I have financial freedom. Any goal that you have, you need to consider that you have it or you are it and adopt that mindset. Once you've recognized the identity and the mindset of that identity, it's about noticing the way that you would think, feel, and behave when you've achieved your goal, as you are the person that is achieving your goal. So consider the behaviors that make that identity. Is it somebody that is honest, trustworthy, somebody who's disciplined, somebody who is creative, somebody that sticks to the rules? Lots of different behaviors that we can consider here that we can put towards becoming the identity to achieve that goal. If you're not certain of what those behaviors are, find somebody who has already achieved your goal and notice and research. What are they doing? What are they saying? What is it that you can notice that means that they have achieved that goal? What do you think that recipe for success is? Looking at other people's formula, equation, recipe to achieve what they have achieved is a great way to understand what you need so you can become somebody who has also achieved that goal. It doesn't necessarily mean copying and being that person, because it's really important to stay aligned to yourself, what's important, your values, your motivation, and being you, because that is what is going to be successful. And the ability to be yourself is much easier to continue for the long term than trying to be somebody else. But that formula, those ideas, and those processes, skills, and behaviors that you can adopt in your way are going to push you further to being in the place you need to be successful. And if we consider that when we're talking about change your story, change your life, being that lead role in your story, that's an actor playing a lead role. They need to consider exactly what that person is like. How do they behave? What are their mannerisms? What do they do? And it's no different when we're living life. What is the person that I am? And how does that support me and my strengths in the way that I do things that can see me achieve what I want and where I want to go? This is a great exercise in understanding more about ourselves. And when we understand more about ourselves, it means that we can manage ourselves better, our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, our reaction to any situation, and we can choose and decide what we want. Now, in a moment of big emotion or anger, maybe that's really challenging, but with practice, it can actually happen. So understanding ourselves and the way that we think, feel, and act can be really beneficial in not only managing ourselves, but noticing these thoughts and feelings and behaviors in others. And that can help us relationship manage. And I'd suggest in any goal that we have, there'll be some portion of a relationship that will support you in achieving your goals as well. It doesn't have to be done on our own. We can actually use those people around us. We can actually think about the benefit and support each other and all of those people around us so that we can all succeed. When we understand ourselves, we can manage ourselves. It also gives us insight into understanding others and relationship management. And that is emotional intelligence in a nutshell from Daniel Goleman's model. And when we think about emotional intelligence, that's also another predictor of success. How much emotional intelligence do we have that support us in the goals that we want and where we're striving to be? What are you understanding about yourself right now? Who are you that has achieved what you have already achieved? What skills do you have? What behaviors do you already do without realizing it's just because you've paused to notice and think about it? See where you are now and compare that to where you were and how far you've come. You have had progress. You are succeeding. Whether you've decided, you are evolving, you are changing, whether that was conscious and a goal, or it was just in response to your environment and maybe some of those strengths that are just innate within you. So take that time to notice where you are now and then where you want to go. Use some of those strengths that have got you to where you are now to get you to the next place as well. We've considered the identity that we need to embrace to achieve our goals. We've also thought about the behaviors that that identity does, maybe the thoughts and the feelings as well that supports that identity for achieving, that identity being you. It's also important to consider the mindset. What mindset do you have that's supporting you in your goal? One way of looking at mindset, and there are others that we will explore on future episodes, but the one today is considering which of the 4 Ps am I right now in my goal? Are you a passenger? You're there, you're on for the ride, but it's unfolding and you're not really having much of an impact in the direction or what's happening or where you're going. You're just a passenger on your journey to your goal. Are you a protester? Are you naysaying everything? Being that inner critic, that negative voice, that negative bias shouting out to you why you can't achieve, what's wrong today, why it can't possibly happen. And we all have days like that. Sometimes it's ourselves. Sometimes we're listening to somebody else who helps with the negative mindset of why we can't rather than why we can. Are you a prisoner? Are you doing this goal because it's something that you want? It's your motivation, it's your desire, your hopes and dreams? Or is it because it's somebody else's dream that they want you to achieve? Is it because you feel that this is necessary just to function and have this basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs in life of shelter, food, clothing? Is this goal really what you want? Or are you saying statements like, I should, I have to, and it's somebody else's goal and you're feeling quite prisoner to having to achieve it? Or that 4th P, are you a participant? Are you creating the environment and the life that you need around you and the behaviors and the thoughts and the feelings to ensure that you succeed? Are you being that participant to getting in there, into the details, and really putting the energy and focus where it needs to be? Are you the participant that is putting your time, scheduling, prioritizing what you want, what you need, so that you are successful? What you may find is on any given day, you may be any one of those 4. You may feel you're a prisoner to yourself because you're stubborn and won't give up, and you are holding yourself ransom to continue with your goal. Now we could reframe that and see that as a real positive. But at that time, you're not really feeling much like putting your time and effort towards it, but feel that you have to. That's okay. Notice it. You may have a day where you've woken up and just everything is aligned and you're that participant and your energy and all of your focus is exactly aligned and moves you forward. You may be a passenger and all the work that you've put in already and you're just floating along. Maybe you need a little bit of steady state to regain your energy, to notice what's going on around you. Are you a protester? One thing's gone wrong and you have snowballed. All of these different mindsets we can hold at any time throughout our goal. The important thing is noticing. Noticing which mindset you have. Maybe even asking, what is the reason for me having this mindset? Let's pause and see if we can utilize this to our benefit. And we'll take some step forward in an hour, in 2 days, the time that you need. The most important thing is noticing the mindset that you have and the impact that it will have. Is there something different that you need to do to be in a different role, different identity, or different mindset that can support you in moving forward? It's noticing if something's not gone right, what was the reason? And part of that reason may have been your mindset or the identity or the behavior that you've done that may be slowing down your progress or preventing you from achieving and moving forward. Remembering that our mindset is so powerful, we can change our mindset, we can choose to change our story of where we want to go. And when we do that, we can change our life. We can have that change that we desire. We can have that something different. We can do something different. We can be something different. And knowing that and the power that we hold and the control that we can put in our lives is brilliant. Think about that when you're empowering yourself to take action and live life. It's been great being with you here today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any question, message. Now remember, my experience is my experience of life. In the jobs that I've held as a teacher, in the military, working for a top university, working globally with clients as a leadership facilitator and executive coach. This is all of my experience. I am not a trained therapist. This is just us having a chat and sharing my wisdom, and maybe it's useful for you. See you all soon.